All right. Welcome once again to the Independent Black Voice. And, we got a little something to talk about today getting understanding and also addressing the dangers of misunderstanding, especially misunderstandings around culture, race, ethnicities, the realities of posers and imposters. And in this particular conversation, we're going to address, as you can see on your screen, these are two Indian women on your screen. And one is going to talk about the caste system which within Indian culture, which is one of the reasons why you would not see Kamala Harris's mother dating a black man. She would be staying within her confines of her community, which means that if she was procreating with anyone, they also would have been an Indian. However, with the caste system, that person might come from a better situation in because of the caste system. So because of their skin tone, which in this case would be Donald Harris, can then, be in a higher position of regard. And that's how their caste system works. Now, just one of the things that I wanted to show you before I play this video and why I have this on the screen right now, take a good look at what you see. This woman on the right admits that she is a full-blown Indian. Can anyone decipher the difference in her facial features than this lady to your left, to whom everybody still convinces themselves of this lie that she is black? That is an Indian nose, folks. And so I just wanted to give you the side-by-side comparison so you can understand. But I wanted you to even understand more because, see, we're out here in the Pacific Northwest, and I'm sure you've heard people like myself and Sister Blueberry Muffin, a.k.a. Spaniel, with one of her many handles. But we have often told y'all, salute to Black Spider, we have told y'all for time and time again, being out here in the Pacific Northwest, we see this caste system clear as day. And so to understand that there is never any commingling, especially never any interdating. There's no intermixed dating with these with the East Indians and Black Americans. That is absolutely not happening right now. I mean, this is just what you see, and you will work with these people out here. You will you will see the companies that they work for. And again, there's not a big, you'll never see a group of like, say, a group of like East Indians and African Americans. They're not going to lunch like that. East Indians stick to themselves. And mind you, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And it never has been an issue. It's not a problem. They stick to their culture, which is cool. The problem we have is you pass this Indian woman off as a black woman and then tried to shove her down Black America's throat as if she was black. When most of us out here know good and damn well she's not. Now, when you go to the story about her mother, you're not doing her any favors. What you're saying about Kamala's mother is she taught her daughters how to play the game. So be black when it's convenient. Be an immigrant when it's convenient. But in this arena, dealing in the system of white supremacy, because she understood that too, you're going to be seen as other. Right? Well, being seen as other didn't stop her from dating. Now, where are the black men besides Willie Brown in Kamala's history? And then some people even question Doug. You know what I mean? Just saying. You got this look out here that's a little crazy. So with that side-to-side comparison, let's play this video. Let's get into it. Family, I hope y'all understand. She's going to describe the community to which Kamala Harris hails from. Check it out.
Listen, as a non-black person, someone who is probably the same skin tone as a South Asian Indian person, maybe you'll fucking listen to me. The caste system within India is so ingrained that you don't have to think about it. Similarly to other countries that were colonized, Latin America has a colorism issue because of the way we were colonized. They had a caste system and it's still ingrained. You have to actively work to not have it so ingrained. It's obviously not all Indian people. Obviously. I didn't think I had to say that. A hit dog hollers though. A hit dog will holler. Let's talk about the United States and black people. Because being a black American is a unique experience that no other black person of color will ever experience. You know why? Because since the beginning of the United States establishment, they have been going through the most horrific shit ever. And chattel slavery is so much different than other slaveries, like forms of slavery, because it was like they gave birth to babies. Those babies were slaves. There was no buying out of it. There was no religion conversion that would allow them to be free. So black people literally had to pave their way to be treated like human beings. So when the Met Gala, a primarily rich, white, or European-esque people, they're always there. When this Met Gala is for black dandyism, you need to do your research because this is very important we are highlighting the black community. Also, if I may say, the designer, Shah Rukh Khan stylist, he literally said, I know that the theme is black dandyism, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to dress Shah Rukh Khan as himself because he's so great. Literally, people from all over the world come to the Met Gala. I don't know all of them. I don't give a fuck about all of them, even the ones that I know. And here's the thing. I genuinely don't understand how the whole world hates Americans. They hate Americans. Y'all are too loud. Y'all are so ignorant. You don't know geography. The world doesn't revolve around you. Okay, if the world doesn't revolve around us, then why do y'all give a fuck about what we give a fuck about?
Well, she made some good points. And as far as the Met Gala goes, now she said she got the same complexion as Indian, and she mentioned Latinos, but then she went back to Indian. That's not a Latino name, so maybe she's Latino mixed with Asian or mixed with East Indian because she knows a lot about East Indians. But also take note of what she hit on. She told everybody that the black experience, the black American experience, is different than any other black group on the planet. So if you want to refer to yourself as black, okay. But we know what we mean when we say black. When we say black American, we know that that's a non-immigrant. And our experience is unique. And so just like tomorrow is Juneteenth, there's a lot of disrespect already going forth on Juneteenth and all of these celebrations for people to go out of their way to not celebrate Black America. That's all that is. Integrating anything else into Juneteenth is going out of your way to not celebrate Black America being free. So as we see these ICE raids going down, as we see Juneteenth being co-opted by these groups who are crying and complaining about us not participating in your ICE protests, considering how Most of us have nonstop said that this was a problem. Going back to Coretta Scott King and the black leadership of the time, why now is it different? Why now is it our job to fight for illegals? Illegals. And we hear Trump is illegally sending troops. Trump is not illegally sending anything. He's the president, so he has the control and the orders to do so. There's nothing illegal about that. But the thing that is illegal is being in this country the wrong way. This country doesn't owe you anything. And there's a lot of people who have made a lot of money off of these scams. We have people with bought and paid for CDLs while black truck drivers or aspiring truck drivers are having to spend thousands, take out loans, and then have there's a black trucker couple right now that had to go through hell to get all their certs. And then they had some issues about driving for a certain company going global. And now we find out that there's a bunch of illegals with bought and paid for CDLs driving all around our country. These people can't speak a lick of English, can't read a stop sign, need Google Translate to figure out directions, but yet they have CDLs in this country. That's not picking fruit, Jasmine Crockett. That's not picking cotton. That is driving an 18-wheeler down our highways and byways without as much as a basic driver's license. Second question is, who was giving them the money to buy these fake CDLs, and how deep is this? From Florida, you know it's happening everywhere. So how many people do we have on the road that aren't supposed to be on the road driving big old semi trucks? Remind you again, this is the Democrat strategy, and we don't know what we're talking about. There's a lawsuit about the illegals getting health benefits, and now they're actively trying to fight to keep health benefits for illegals. Remember when they told us that they weren't getting benefits? That was misinformation. That was a lie. But now that it's true, factually, it was already factual, but now that they have to admit it, now they're fighting to keep those rights for those illegals, to which before the election they told us was fake news and misinformation about illegals getting rights. Oh no, that's not true. That's false news. And now the same people are out here protesting and fighting to keep those very same good handouts to illegals that people like black folks, and because we were all, don't listen to those people on social media, don't listen to people on the internet, or those YouTubers. We were the only ones not lying to y'all. We're the only ones not taking AIPAC money. We're not taking George Soros money. We're not taking that the funding partners of JAM, the consistent infiltrator and agitator against foundational Black American freedmen reparations. She's the one that's talking to these other groups behind the scenes that have every interest in what's going on over there in the conflict between Israel and Iran, but no stake in Black America other than control. Like I've heard somebody say, and I can't say it for certain, but I've heard that George Soros has indeed wanted to have some kind of hand in the reparations sector. And anybody black person need to be asking what the hell George Soros needs to have any business involved in our reparations. Why? And again, like I said, you see that JAM woman? Right now, she's saying she's Gullah Geechee. If she is or not really technically Nigerian, even worse. But if you look at her last name, that's pretty dead giveaway. But I mean, hey, let her tell it. She's not a Nigerian. That's not an African name. I guess that's a Gullah Geechee name, not one I ever heard of. It's not known to be in America, and she doesn't really have a Gullah accent, but whatever. let her say she's from South Carolina and not being a South Carolinian Nigerian, you know, because here's the thing that they're doing. Yes, we're Black Americans too, because my parents came here and I was born here. That's not how being a foundational Black American works. And here, let me also clarify something else, because people get out into this stupid conversation about FBA is trying to tell other people they're not Black. What they're saying is you don't share our lineage. It shouldn't be that hard. But I see a lot of people just trying to get attention using FBA's name, you know, foundational Black American. You're just throwing it out there. For what? Go talk about another group, because everything you guys say about Black folks is still wrong. Yeah, it's this little friends group. It's not. You don't sway elections being a fringe group. Here's the difference. We're a group that doesn't believe what the mainstream says about our group. We define ourselves. So while you sit up here and figure out how, that's why, family, do you notice all the opposition that comes against us always is trying to label us something or other? That's because we have presented our position and we own our position. They don't. That's why this is a hate group. This is xenophobic. This is anti-LGBTQ. It's always something. They never mention, though, it's pro-reparations. Isn't that odd? Out of all the things we are, the one thing we holler the most is never the thing that they talk about first. That's also another sure tell sign of a friend or foe. And at the end of the day, if you're not here legally and you haven't came here to align yourselves with us, well, then you're clearly not friendly to Black America, which defaults you to the foe. You are here to come over on Black America and get established for yourself, and then come in here like a lot of people do and may be in a position with a job and not hiring Black folks. Family, have y'all seen the African stores? Do you see any African Americans working for Africans? So if they're gonna come get you and your paperwork is dirty, hashtag fire up the jet.
Happy birthday, we're celebrating you today. Like Dr. King holiday, we ain't gonna do any work today. Happy birthday today, it's your beautiful day. And we gonna party all day, like it's a freaking holiday.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So let me know what y'all think about this. It's a danger in culture confusion. And so I hope that people understand when we're dealing with these cultural issues, we can't afford to have cultural confusion. That's a detriment to our society. So take that into consideration, And cultural confusion, I see right now still with the people posting Kamala Harris pictures. Family, we would not be better with the Kamala Harris presidency. How would that help? Because, see, you got these people saying, well, man, wouldn't you want Kamala? No, we wanted deportations. It was them that flooded the zone. Let me walk y'all back real quick before we get out of here. Let me go back. Trump's in office. Ahmaud Arbery happens. Tatiana Jefferson happens. Breonna Taylor happens. Breonna Taylor and Ahmaud Arbery We, of course, didn't find out till months later the real situation. I think Breonna Taylor was gunned down late February. We got the story around end of April. Ahmaud Arbery, same thing, end of February. We find out around June. I mean, listen to what we're talking about. And see, because if you guys are noticing, guess what happened first? So when I'm just saying, look at that timeline. So we're in June. When we're hearing about, we're kind of talking about these other things. What's going on in June, though? Got to go back a couple weeks to Memorial Day weekend. Derek Chauvin puts his knees on George Floyd's neck and deletes him on camera. Later that morning, I'm one of those people who was forwarded this message and video. And without me even watching it, I went ahead and put it out and forwarded it to other people I knew. And that was my part to play in the 2020 thing. So technically, I wasn't the one that broke the video to you. But I probably am one of the first people to share that video out. So these people got their inboxes, got an inbox from me with this video. So we saw that. That's the end of May. So now we're in the summer and things are kicking up. Then you got the youngster that ends up getting accosted by the other white man. Y'all remember the black kid? Now, he wasn't harmed, but remember what happened. People ran down on that man's house and got that man out the paint. He had to leave. See, right then, pull up summer began. Y'all remember the Mexicans and all these other groups out there with us? I don't. We got a lot of videos. Don't remember them. I guess next they'll be saying they participated in the Alabama brawl too. No, that was just us. And we comfortable with that. It's always been like that. So when I hear people come out here talking, they're going to come get us next. No, they not. We've been dealing with this forever. So again, like I said, we got George Floyd. We're going into the summer. They're pulling up on anybody who talking sideways. Plenty of people have gotten exposed for being anti-black racist online. People lost endorsements and all of that because they was talking crazy about black folks. You saw how many of your friends weren't your friends because they despise your community and think low of your community, but you were their safe Negro friend. And you realize that ain't probably a good place to be, at least for some of y'all did. But with that being said, there's a lot of Black Lives donation money. And remember, for the first week of the protest, Black Lives Matter organization was missing. What happened on George Floyd was absolute grassroots. Then a week later, here comes Black Lives Matter, and then it becomes a Black Lives Matter rally. Now go to the donation side. These people raised $90-something million for Joe Biden's campaign because everything that you were donating, thinking you were helping the black community, you were going to act blue. This is $90 million to a corporation, the DNC. That's $90 million for the one candidate. That's aside from what, the $60 million they gave Bernie Sanders, the controlled opposition, had black folks really thinking that there was a different policy. If that was the case, Bernie would have never folded. He was there for you to think there was an alternative. There wasn't. There was never an alternative. That's the game. Democrat, Democrat, Democrat. Bernie Sanders, I'm an independent. He runs. I'm running as a Democrat. No, Really? What a surprise. Y'all got to start falling for the banana in the tailpipe for real. And then, of course, the black talking heads. Okay. Again, so this much money, right? So now we're over $100 million on black death. Not immigration, not LGBTQ, black folks. This is what the movement is. Then it propels itself into November. I remember saying this back then. All of these protests are going to stop day after the election. Then Joe Biden accepts nominee, promptly goes and tells black leadership that he's going to basically open the floodgates for illegals. Then day one, which I've shown you here before many times, he has the Red Witch come out there and tell you that they're dismantling all of the emergency orders that were at the border, keeping these people out. It was already a problem. Been a problem. But that's what we're talking about. So he uses Black Death. You've always had my back, and I'm going to have yours. Here's this knife to go in it. Yeah, this comment here. The African community stood up again for me. You've always had my back, and I'll have yours. Now let me promptly open the floodgates of illegals and make Black America the face of anti-Asian hate. And then come back around and say we're the face of anti-Semitism. Then turn around and say we didn't create our musical art forms that we know we created. They were inspired by all of these immigrants who weren't even here. Oh, well, no, it's because of our cultural connection back in Africa. Oh, really? What country? Well, see, you know, if you look at New Orleans, it got like the little Congo and little Africa. See, that's why. Hey, man, in America, there was a time when everything Black was African. So you're not doing yourself any favor. No, this is a representation. It's not. Anything Black was African. Because you can't tell Black Americans they're indigenous. So, of course, it's African. But nonetheless, moving on to, I guess, now we're upwards to about $200 million in counting because you're still taking your money from Black folks, believing that you're doing something for Black people. But now you've shown your hand. And so now a lot of Black folks who were disillusioned in the first place start seeing reality and looking at the Democrats for what they really are. And so now the Democrats start losing steam and losing luster from the Black community. But nonetheless, they made all of that money off of Black death and then made empty promises to Black America. Where is the Black politician to question the empty promises? Shouldn't they be fighting for our rights? And it's amazing now. We see these people that say, what are we going to do? We can't do anything. It's not our position to do. Our hands are tied. Now, we're going to come out, we're going to fight. You see something? Do something. It's ridiculous. Oh, so now all of a sudden you can fight. Now all of a sudden you want to actually tell people to go against law enforcement. What the hell are we talking about? Oh, man, abolish ICE. Really? When we were talking about defund the police, oh, no, we can't defund the police. No, we're not going to defund the police. We're going to fund the police. That's Joe Biden's words. Now that ICE is dismantling because see, people, this white supremacist replacement theory time. Hey, can you guys see me? Look at me very clear. When we were talking about the replacement thing, has nothing to do with white supremacy talking points. And we break down, just like I am right now, how this happens. So when you're saying, I'm going to get all of this money, make you promises for your votes, and then open the floodgates against anti-Black Latinos, who for 4 years where they came around Black America. They've been coming over here getting their handouts. They ain't been around Black America contributing to us one bit. But now that they got action from the president and his regime, now all of a sudden they were with us, and we remember this. Remember, write it down, take a picture. We don't give up, because at the end of the day, we know F him. He's with the blacks, and all of these other companies. Where is the to show me the Latinx employer that has Black Americans on his staff? These are things afforded by the Democrats. So Black Democrats, why would Black America keep supporting this over our own agenda? Oh, well, this is your agenda too, because what you think they're going to do when they get done with the illegals? Start eating each other again like they did before. You brought yourself here wanting to get in the way. We not you. And there's a reason why they will turn on themselves. And you notice they not rolling to the hood. No, they'll sit there in their own suburban areas and blow their own brains out with each other. What are you talking about? They ain't going out their way to the hood. Our hood ain't that big here. I remember seeing the Proud Boys. They don't go to North and Northeast Portland. They most definitely ain't gonna go out to the numbers. They stay where it's safe after they coordinate their next location with the police. How convince me? Man, we were out here. No, you not. And I remember right here, all these people, it's funny. You remember Mexicans were out there for George Floyd? When? Oh, well, here's a picture of one person. Thanks. Not to mention, I'm certain that a lot of the pictures you'll see of like Mexicans for George Floyd protests will all start dating around mid-August to September. What? August? I guess find me a photo before August 20th of 2020. Show me a group of Mexicans. See, and I remember asking, what organization? Because, see, we got many organizations coming out for this illegal immigration crap. Black organizations, NAACP and Urban League and all these people, they're coming out here to fight. National Action Network. Those are organizations. So where is the brown organization that stood with Black folks? Oh, well, man, you're moving the goalposts. It's not, see, it's some one or two Black Mexicans, they account for the whole bunch. They don't. What organization stood? Not one. Well, then that means your community isn't standing, because how is it that your organizations are doing something so greatly different than the community itself? That don't make sense. It's not true. But saying all that to say, all of that money made off of Black death just so they could be out here today fighting to protect illegals, to whom Black America got duped in the first place to letting them in by voting for Joe Biden based off of promises that he would do something. And there is not one Black politician that held his feet to the fire, nor do they hold his feet to the fire today. Remember that. Instead, what they did was repackage the loser who, when she had to run in a primary, got lambasted and dropped out before the primary. But we're to believe there are no kings. Well, then why wasn't Joe Biden running for re-election? Because there was a coup that got him removed. But even still, with that coup going, here's the other problem. He wasn't in his right mind or coherent half the time himself while being in the presidency. So who the hell was running the country? So there was a whole debacle all the way around. We have to examine all of the dishonesty coming out of that. You have to, if you want to call Donald Trump a liar, fine, but at least I would rather not hear the names. Explain to me what the dishonesty is. That would be great. I would love to see something like that happen. But I know that's hard to do, to actually explain what is dishonest. Speak what you're saying. Make it plain. You say, well, he's being dishonest. How? He just is. We need more than that. And right now you're talking to a detail oriented generation of black folk. Talking points ain't gonna cut it. And sending an Indian woman in who comes from a caste system is, again, basically what you're saying, what that woman is saying is they don't race mix. They're only going to be race mixing with a Caucasian. That's it. Because they see themselves as Caucasian. That's what Kamala Harris' mother put on her paperwork. You understand me? It's not new. But when you talk about the caste system, that is a class and colorism issue within that community. Never heard her speak on that neither. Although it's there. So what does Kamala Harris feel about dark-skinned black people? Y'all would never know. Because most of y'all just see her and just say, well, I don't even, we're just going to go and support her. Listen, we in 2025. A black person needs to present more than just black skin. Why are we always trying to tear a black person down? Because they might need to be torn down. If that's a black person that's not representing the black agenda, then yeah, they need to be torn down and removed. Period. Jasmine Crockett's not about the black agenda. She's about the Democrat agenda. She needs to be removed. And all the other Democrats who are sitting up there, you know, they could go talk about Ryan Hinton. They could talk about that case. They could talk about Carmelo Anthony. No love for neither one of them. Jasmine Crockett from Texas. But never mind. Guess that's not her job. Yeah. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying with this confusion thing. And don't let people come back around you no more, convince you that this woman is black, because she's not. And not only that, her community, that community definitely on when it comes down to dating and whatnot, they have really anti-black views. Y'all may not know that, but I do. And that's, man, let me tell you something. Like I said, it's cool for everybody to be able to deal within their culture. My thing about Kamala Harris is, like other people like her, they take advantage of. And that's an insult to Black America. I don't know why people don't understand that. That's an insult. A person passing as you, considering the struggle that we've had here in this country, that's an insult. But some of y'all, man, it ain't that serious, man. Why are y'all tripping? So for those of y'all who still saying, I don't care what this Negro talking about, I still support the Democrats. Well, I got a big old gallon of some juice and sauce for you. You may be new to this brand, but now that you're here, you can just get used to it, because this gallon of Sambo sauce is for you.
Sambo, Sambo, Sambo.
Sambo sauce goes great on all of the abominations on your plate. Now, somebody might think, hey, man, you know, I think you're reading into it too much, man. And Kamala Harris is black. If you still believe Kamala Harris is black at all, I speak for myself. beatzillapdx official. The independent black voice. Those of you in the chat and the replay game, the black grassroots and the voices of new black media. Since I speak for all parties involved when we proudly dedicate this song to you.
Get up off of that cocaine and get up off of that crack. Get yourself together and get your mind back.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at beatzillapdx. Of course, you can email me at ourrealtruth@gmail.com. And if you feel so inclined to put some money in the bucket by way of CashApp donations or PayPal, you can do so. CashApp, $beatzillapdx. And we have PayPal, which is Zilla Music, ZILLAMUZAK at PayPal. And, you know, they're futile attempts to get us to move when they think we should. I'm glad that they're getting the response that they are. They upset, so who cares? Yeah, this is black people's fight. Black people, they gonna come for you next. Yeah, that's not true. So what I need you to understand is remember why they hate us.
It's a cultural divide. I'm going to get it on the floor.
You really got to do it.
40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music.
Hashtag hands off our reparations.
You have no rights here. We're not under the empire.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. So, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, you know, we about to get out of here. There will be no live this weekend. So just letting y'all know right now, there will be no live this weekend. But, you know, and of course, this is a tape delay broadcast this evening. We're going to do what we got to do. So, till next time, family, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you to all of the members. Peace, power, blessings, and protection be up on each and every one of you. I know it's been a minute since I've done a roll call, which I will probably do in the next broadcast. But make sure that's right. But yes, as for now, don't let these people gaslight you into moving any type of direction, because at the end of the day, they are promoting cultural confusion. That's why with our delineation movement, it has just threw them for a loop. And now, if you notice some of the things that they're saying, and I'm seeing this new thing to where they didn't realize we weren't immigrants. Is that true? Do y'all believe that? All of this, I'm like, we didn't realize y'all wasn't immigrants. What? Yeah, take that one with a grain of salt. I can't really believe that lie. I'm sorry. I can't swallow that one. That is too much of a big lie to me. Yeah, I don't think. How the hell are descendants of slaves immigrants? You born generations on a plantation, your property, born as property. Where'd you immigrate from? Seeing as that you have no control over your own life. Can't read or write. Can't speak your native tongue, and after so many generations, it's gone completely anyway. But hey, listen to the tethers of today. We got our inspiration from Mother Africa. Don't listen to confused tellers or misinformed tellers like Joy Reid and others. And anybody around Roland Martin. Don't be listening to anybody around Roland Martin. But until next time, family, y'all stay black, stay vigilant, stay alive. Black first, black first, black first. Shalom, y'all. Have a blessed one. And again, stay the hell away from Roland Martin and anybody around here. Peace.
One more time over here. Give it up for Charlie Marshall, y'all. We're gonna take it one more time. If you didn't know it, it's time to get doo-doo-dum. Dookie, that's where we come from. We got the sounds, we know, get like, it's time to get on.